India and Australia's strategic interests are beginning to converge. In the mid of the first decade of this century, they suddenly realized that they had mutual interest. This all started by the development of the bilateral trade. Then it was followed by a series of short yet important exchanges related to their common strategic interest in Southeast Asia and the Indian Ocean. The rise of China, especially in military terms, raised some strong anxiety in both India and Australia, although for different reasons. But interestingly and paradoxically to a large extent, a common concern did not necessarily bring them closer together. Yes, there was this common fear, and yet the notion of a coalition made simply no sense because there was very little to expect in terms of security benefits from a sort of a coalition between the two, whereas they had everything to fear from simply looking like ganging up against China, which could have been perceived as hostile by Beijing. The US factor has to be analyzed in this context. For a long time, the two countries largely ignored each other because they belonged to different systems of alliances. Australia did belong to the Western system of alliances, whereas India was an historical leader of the non-aligned movement. With the rapprochement between India and the United States, this obstacle was removed. Yet it didn't bring the two countries any closer for a simple reason. They both, India and Australia, had an interest in maintaining and developing eventually their relations with the US, but had no incentive because of that to cooperate with each other in security terms. Looking forward, India and Australia find themselves in an interesting situation. They have no incentive to really cooperate with each other beyond a certain level, but at the same time they're uneasy with their current relation with the United States.